J.D. Vance says Iran would be dumb to let talks collapse over Lebanon. Oh, Jen, please.
Well, because J.D. Vance is such like a beacon of like intelligence and wisdom. So J.D. Vance says Iran would be dumb to let the talks collapse over silly little Lebanon.
Well, look, if we're just genociding Lebanon, you're not going to let that be the reason we can't get along, is it?
Look, I want to say how many people are in Lebanon. I want to say it's like 5 million or something like that. It's something. What's 5 million people?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the vice president says Iran had a legitimate misunderstanding about Lebanon's inclusion in this week's ceasefire. So, again, we're going to preface this with we don't honor ceasefires to begin with. So, but let's just for shits and giggles assume that we were going to honor this particular ceasefire agreement. So the vice president says it would be dumb. That's the best word you've got, hillbilly elegy boy, dumb, to jeopardize its ceasefire with Washington over Israel's attacks in Lebanon. Yeah, they'd be dumb. Although Pakistan, which mediated the truce, said explicitly that Lebanon is included in the 2-week ceasefire, Vance told reporters that the U.S. did not agree that Israel would stop attacking the country. If Iran wants to let this negotiation fall apart in a conflict where they were getting hammered over Lebanon, which has nothing to do with them, and which the United States never once said was part of the ceasefire, that's ultimately their choice, Vance said as he left Hungary on Wednesday. We'll get to that. Why was he in Hungary? We think that would be dumb, but that's their choice. Earlier, yeah, I'm sure he did. And by the way, we can get into the 10-point plan in a second. Earlier on Wednesday, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, please people don't hate me for butchering the names, shared Pakistani Prime Minister's Shehbaz Sharif's statement announcing the ceasefire. He highlighted the part about Lebanon. The Iran-U.S. ceasefire terms are clear and explicit. The U.S. must choose ceasefire or continued war via Israel. It cannot have both. Still, U.S. President Donald Trump and his White House have argued that Lebanon was not part of the deal. Vance dismissed the conflicting positions as a misunderstanding. There's a lot of bad faith negotiation and a lot of bad faith propaganda going on. Now that we agree on. We're right on that, JD. I think this comes from a legitimate misunderstanding. You do? Yeah. You really are a hillbilly, aren't you? I think the Iranians thought that the ceasefire included Lebanon, and it just didn't. So
he's lying.
Well, not only is he lying, but this is, you could take it down. This is ridiculous because the 10-point plan from Iran, that has nothing to do with what they're negotiating in a ceasefire. Let me be clear. Iran put forward that 10-point plan as the baseline minimum required for them to even negotiate. So when the United States said we're negotiating, that was when to Iran, that meant that you've accepted this. Again, see, we think we're driving it, but we're not. They are. They're in charge. So their 10-point plan specifically mentions Lebanon. So not only was Lebanon, you could say, wasn't part of your ceasefire understanding, JD, but the deal was that they weren't even going to discuss anything with you until you abided by the 10-point plan that Trump threw in the trash. So Lebanon was always part of the deal. Iran would not negotiate if it weren't. And they know that. And JD knows that. They all know it. They all know it. Because whether or not he's acting like he knew it, he read the 10-point plan. He read it. He not only knew that it mentions Lebanon, but he knew that that was the prerequisite to the ceasefire negotiations. It was not part of the ceasefire negotiations. Very different things.
According to the MP of Iran, the violation, 3 of the 10 points have already been violated within 24 hours by the United States and Israel. The violations include Israel's continued attacks on Lebanon, the entry of a drone into Iranian airspace and denying Iran's right to enrich uranium.
Do you want to get into Lebanon? Or, I mean, like, because the Lebanon situation.
I do want to say one other thing, and why Israel is driving, obviously, a significant portion of this. Trump is now out there saying that we totally need to leave NATO. NATO's terrible. We really have to leave NATO. What's the dirty little secret about NATO? You can't be in NATO and attack a fellow NATO country. The United States is now under the guise of, and again, people can say it's Trump, but Trump is no different than Biden or any other puppet that's been in that position before. The fact of the matter is, Israel, through Smotrich and everyone else, has indicated they want to expand this war as much as they possibly can, and that includes expanding it into Turkey. You cannot attack Turkey because Turkey is in NATO. But if the United States...
Wait. Well, but you can apparently commandeer Greenland from Denmark, and they're in NATO.
Yeah, well, that's just suggestion. They're not actually attacking them. They're just improving their lives. In the case...
So you think this goes back to... You think it goes back to Turkey?
Oh, yeah. I think that's a huge part of it. Because
again,
what's also... Well, you have to remember something, too, about the Mediterranean is that so many... These shipping routes, these things are significant. It's not just the oil. It's all different types of resources. And when you think about the implication of what Turkey represents as a nation, as far as all of its various connections, I mean, Turkey connects Europe to Asia. I mean, it is that significant of a nation. And
just like they are geographically, they play both sides. Always have.
Of course. They have. Well, listen, it's for their survival. I understand that, but it doesn't mean I'm not here to support Erdogan. I want to be very clear about that. But I also want to be very clear about something else. The United States, if they leave NATO, is because of Israel, and that's it. And if they end up attacking Iran, then that's the reason. Oh, Iran. If they end up attacking Turkey, how many different countries can you attack? I'm just wondering, like, how far do you want to draw this out? Because
I'm curious. Yeah, I'm curious about what I had said before about J.D. Vance in Hungary. Now, obviously, it's connected to their upcoming elections. There's a possibility, if not a likelihood, that Orban loses. And, obviously, fascists like fascists. So they want to keep as many other fascist empires afloat. So I think that's part of it. But I also think that there's something also underhanded regarding NATO going on.
Colin, can I have that tweet that I sent you earlier, the screenshot, please? I sent it this afternoon. Pretty sure I sent it to you.
What do you want to go into now?
No. I want to bookend this. I think it's important.
Which thing?
Again, this is why I think that we need to be in a chat, like a text thread. It'll be easier.
We have many of them.
No, I'm saying, yeah, you're probably right. You might be.
We have multiple text threads. I am right because I'm in them. So I'm aware that we have them. So I don't know what's going on here.
Yes. All right, I sent it over, Colin. If you could just pull it up, because I think this kind of really highlights it. If you want to know, even when Trump, even for a split second, attempts to do something good, if you even want to call it that, yeah, he ended up stopping something that he started, that he should never have started in the first place, and we all know on behalf of whom that he was doing it.
Wait, what did he stop? What do you think he stopped?
Well, he didn't really stop anything. That's what I'm saying. If even for a brief second they stop bombing, okay. But then you get shit like this. Breaking. Trump has sold out Israel to the terrorist mullahs in Tehran. The art of the deal was just the art of the betrayal.
I can't believe she's finally turning on Trump, though. Good for her.
Good for her. Who is she? She's not turning on Trump. She's just doing what she's told to do because the Zios are always in control.
But I didn't think she'd stand up to Trump like that. I didn't think she would say that about Trump.
Well, never forget who she actually answers to. The scam position has been pivoted. And guys, if you haven't hit that like button, please make sure that you do. We're still trying to make up for lost time on the start of the stream. That was, I don't know what that was, but we're fighting through it. But yes,
It's depression.
I think this is, again, just another example of, until we are done with these guys, until we are absolutely unequivocally done with Zio Hell, this is what we're in for. We are going to get people like Loomer antagonizing the president to continue to do what he's told. And listen, a lot of things can happen.
It is. This person's
Is that
correct.
true?
Look at it. Look at it.
Yeah, wow, that is true.
I know.
That's interesting.
Yeah.